Good evening and welcome to NBN News. We've been having some technical troubles, but we're here and we hope to be back on track for you now.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. Families in low-lying communities remain stranded as floodwaters move through the New England.
Wee Waa remains cut off and the northern towns of Bogabilla and Toomala evacuated as floodwaters peak.
Trapped in the township of Wee Waa, Cherie Allen has lived through every parent's worst nightmare. Romy Gilbert, NBN News.
With Queensland creeping closer to the 80% double dose target, we're seeing the first signs of movement at the border. Infrastructure pulled out, ready for the reopening.
The first sign of change. The truck stop on the Gold Coast Highway at Bulletin dismantled piece by piece. Catherine Foran, NBN News.
COVID infection rates remain low across the Mid-North Coast region. New cases were reported in the Mid-Coast at Cedar Party, Old Bar and Wingham. Further north, there are 5 new infections at Kempsey and 1 at Port Macquarie. All are linked to a known cluster. There were 4 cases in the Hunter.
The first week of the coronial inquest into the disappearance of Theo Hayes at Byron Bay in 2019 has wrapped up. The family says there's been no surprises, but little in the way of answers either.
The final day of the first week. It's been a long learning process for those who love Theo Hayes.
A tough week and we discovered the whole process.
A man armed with a knife has allegedly threatened employees at the Tweed Head South McDonald's yesterday morning, stealing cash. The terrifying incident taking place just after 11:30. The employee was shaken but uninjured. A 23-year-old man was arrested nearby, police seizing a knife for forensic examination.
As the world moves towards a greener future, the Hunter is helping in a big way. The region's biggest hospital is now home to a one-of-a-kind solar panel system, helping drive down carbon emissions.
A spectacle best seen from above. More than 5,000 solar panels atop John Hunter.
The boil water alert and level 5 restrictions are now lifted at both Spring Ridge and Prima after flash flooding damaged the 2 villages' water pump station. The repairs have now been completed. Council has undergone water quality testing to ensure that it's now safe to consume and has thanked the community for its patience. Demand for housing on Hope Island is on the rise and almost 200 additional units could be added to the waterfront suburb. Gold Coast developer Anico proposing a $135 million project to construct the apartments in Sickle Avenue.
Because of the state of the market, we've had to fast-track the development application here.
The apartments are expected to hit the market early next year if the plans are approved. You're on NBN News. Coming up after the break, a ferry service launches for Lake Macquarie.
And some Christmas magic comes to the Central Coast.
This report brought to you by Sportsbet's new Bet with Mates. Start your group, bet together and share the moment. Try today with Sportsbet.
Residents of and visitors to Lake Macquarie will soon have access to a ferry service which promises to cut up to 30 minutes off travel times. The 120-passenger vessel will stop at 5 locations, including Spears Point, Toronto and Belmont. It'll operate on weekends and Wednesdays starting in the new year. Council hopes it'll make travel easier for holidaymakers over summer.
The creativity of people living with a disability is being unlocked in Taree, a local support service opening a new art exhibition this week while helping to unearth the region's next country music superstar.
It's been 8 months in the making, and judging by the looks on these faces, it was worth the wait.
Novocastrians are being encouraged to support smaller local retailers in the lead up to Christmas. Newcastle's Olive Tree Market moved online during the lockdown. Stallholders now hoping for a bumper holiday season.
We have really pushed as the Olive Tree Market to shop local, shop handmade and support creative community, and the uptake of that in November is showing that that's going to be an amazing outcome for our community.
This time of the year when we're coming out of a pandemic, that we're asking people to shop local and support local small businesses.
The market's Christmas festival is on tomorrow morning in Civic Park.
New South Wales Police has welcomed 218 new graduates to be allocated across the state. 36 will be stationed in northern New South Wales. Newcastle and the Central Coast will each benefit from 8 new police officers. The Coffs Clarence Police District will receive 5 new graduates, while the Mid-North Coast, Richmond and Tweed-Byron districts will each get 2.
Some Central Coast charities received a little bit of Christmas magic today ahead of December 25. Generous locals donating a sleigh load of toys to make sure no families miss out.
A magical chest with all kinds of gifts any child would dream of. Erin Affair launched its charity chest last month.
Gav's here now with a quick look at our weather.
And Gav, it's very nice to have a rare taste of summer today.
Yes, it was short-lived though, because tomorrow it's all going to change yet again. We had some really big storms. They flared up throughout this afternoon across the Central Coast, Greater Hunter region, and that threat of storms is going to make its way further north, right across northern New South Wales. The cloud will be back and the rain as well. Well, that UV, it's just too much for us. So we'll get rid of the sunshine and the warmth and we'll just be back to the regular. And I'll be back in just 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right, good one. Thanks, Gav.
Well, now we're turning to Kate Haberfield for a quick look at the sport.
I reckon we better get straight into it. Thanks, guys. After the break, the Jets ready to fire in a new era for women's football. And it's official, Australia's best golf course crowned. John Bowe has claimed a 6th Touring Car Masters Championship after a dramatic race 3 in Bathurst this morning. It's a new era for women's football in Australia and the Newcastle Jets are ready to fire. Ash Wilson's team will face a first-up battle with Sydney FC tomorrow evening and she says they're ready.
It's been the usual short, sharp pre-season for the Jets women ahead of a longer than usual season.
I feel like we're prepared. We've got a good squad, you know.
One of Barraville's biggest race days should see an increase in numbers this year with the meeting pushed back 2 days. Traditionally held on Boxing Day, the Philip Hughes Memorial Race Day will now be on the 28th, allowing more competition.
It was abandoned last year due to a lack of jockeys, but a date change to this year's Boxing Day races at Barraville hopes to attract a larger than normal field. Britt Ramsey, NBN News.
Coffs Coast locals already know how good Bonville Golf Resort is. Now it seems the secret's out. It's been voted Australia's favourite golf course, topping the list of 50 much-loved greens across the country. Thousands of golfers cast their vote, with 320 courses receiving at least 1 vote. Bonville came out on top with an impressive 3,452 votes, well ahead of Tasmania's Barnbougle Dunes in 2nd place. We should go.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Thank you, Kate. Time for the weather now with Gav.
And Gav, storms hit the Hunter today and they're spreading north tomorrow.
Yes, they certainly are. It's going to be a very big day indeed. Wow, fabulous to have some sunshine, some heat and humidity, but all of that came together and made for some towering clouds right throughout the Central Coast, Newcastle, Greater Hunter region, and all of that instability is on its way north. It'll be moving in right across northern New South Wales throughout tomorrow. It was a stunning day around the Central Coast, Newcastle region, but the cloud moving in quickly throughout tomorrow. It's going to be the same for the mid-north coast and the northern rivers, the cloud returning. The further north you are, the better off you are. You'll get a beautiful hot morning to kick things off. Let's take a look at what happened today. Temperatures certainly got up there right across the northwest, low 20s. There's those big storms as they swept in across the Hunter. Very warm for Armidale and Inverell. We had the mid to high 20s play out right across the northern New South Wales, and it was glorious on the Gold Coast as well. Taking a look tomorrow's winds, northerly winds, but look at the change coming through. Trough line there, that is going to be where the line of instability will be. So we'll have that cloud cover and light drizzle and showers moving in across the Greater Hunter. But where those two air masses meet, that's where things are going to get very interesting throughout tomorrow. So widespread shower, storms embedded in this, some very heavy downpours and the potential of hail and strong winds as well. And you can see it's all pushing into the northeast over the northern rivers and towards the Gold Coast, and it'll get there late tomorrow night. So storms as we push towards midnight for the Gold Coast. Not much in the way of swell, very quiet along the entire coast. We had a beautiful beach day today. And again, the further north you are, the greater chance of squeezing in some beach time before the change arrives. So Central Coast, Newcastle region throughout the lake, overcast showers on the way, storms potentially across the greater Hunter, spilling over the northwest, still very hot around the Moree Plains. Right along the mid-north coast, same story. We're going to see that southerly change drag in the cloud cover and the showers throughout that morning period. Most of the day should be fine right across the northern rivers, so from the Clarence up towards the Brunswick and the Richmond. You'll see those storms develop towards the end of the day, the evening. And the Gold Coast, you've pretty much got the whole day in the clear, should be fine, but then storms also rolling in over the border. So as we look ahead for Newcastle, a little bit drizzly, nice and cool on Sunday, settling down but overcast, and then more wet weather is on the way. And this is the same theme. We're going to see inland rain. This is a big problem for our flood-hit areas right throughout the northwest. We're going to see that system affect the northern New South Wales coast next week as well. It is going to be somewhat overcast and a little bit showery for the Coffs Coast as well. Lismore the same, and also for the Gold Coast. Just quickly along the coast around Newcastle, but it was the same. We had a little bit of swell there roll on in, but generally really quite small. So tomorrow we've got small conditions up and down the coast, but we do have a little bit of sunshine that will be with us throughout that morning before all of the cloud returns yet again.
Thank you, Gav.
Thank you, Gav.
And that is NBN News on this Friday. A Current Affair is up next.
Thanks for sticking with us tonight from all the team here.
Good night.
Good night.